Hello there everyone, this is Iron Mark III and welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. And a lovely view of the landscape I have completely defiled over the course of this series so far. Now, in all honesty, I got a comment recently I think it was Dammer said he likes how the appearance of the town is changing as it receives its expansions, and I have to agree, this place is seriously getting beefed up. Also safe, there we go. But yeah, so I think I need to focus on the town more if I'm entirely honest. It does need more stuff. The fact it's still built around like 2 train station hubs is a bit of a pain. I admit that wholeheartedly. Oh, look at this. The ambulances are queuing to get into the hospital. The hospital needs to be fixed. I mean, jeez. Look at that thing. Ugh. Maybe there's a mod which gives us a better hospital or something. I need to look at that too. Last chance to buy... Wait, tram T1. Don't I use one of those? What's the tram that runs this way? What are you? Oh, you're an MV820. Never mind. Go away. Right. But yeah, it's like I need to focus on getting this place upgraded more. I do need another hospital because some of the further areas do struggle a bit, but I think that's going to be included when I redevelop this area. Last episode was quite interesting though, in that I think it's shown me the way. Do you know the way? I think I know the way, but I think it has shown me the way. As in, well, the several hours recording the last episode, as of the time of recording, showed me that I don't really need to. When did my mine catch fire? Must have missed that. Okay. Showed me that I don't need to be too afraid to have big expensive buildings going up on my own resources as much as possible because of the time lag. The price is spread out quite a bit, and so my income can actually sustain such efforts. And speaking of, you, Mr. FZK A07, you are empty, so you are going to be deleted. Where's the other one? There's the other one. Why am I deleting these buses? I think I've identified the bottleneck in my construction capability. Having some equipment can do progress by themselves. What are you missing? You're missing steel, so there must be a transport truck. Yeah, there's the transport truck. But a big bottleneck seems to be actually like workforce. So these microbuses may be speedy and get you here, there and everywhere, but I think I want it gone. Oh no, you're the wrong microbus, sorry. Because this train station actually bears the brunt of a lot of the stuff, so I don't get anything like enough workers out of this. So this one's also going to get scrapped. I'm going to replace them with bigger buses, and then I'm going to do some other bits and pieces, because I've just realised this area doesn't actually have an electric power supply either. So that's something that I need to actually fix. Sell this vehicle, yes. But yeah, that's why most of my construction equipment is actually idle in the workyard. That's just it's just not needed most of the time. Oh yeah, and there was this as well. The problem with this is that the access point is actually a cross patch and doesn't actually link to that walkway, so I can't actually build this, sadly. Well. Anyway, let's go ahead and try and fix up a few bits and pieces. Like, I think I'm actually going to unpause the university and let it get started. It's going to get plenty of workforce since it's in the middle of housing. It's going to get all the materials delivered to it that it needs, ideally. I mean, yep. As soon as the depot realises it's there, and I'll make it realise. You, do that. You heard me. Work! I command you! Why is it not doing anything? I don't know, but it's getting workers at least. Oh, no, there it goes. Just takes a moment to start up. Right. Our first university. Lenin would be proud. Okay, that should about do it. What I've done is I've priority built a quick bypass into here, which I should have done anyway, because I don't want the grid to go down if the power plant goes down, or anything like that. I need to get a road out here, actually, for any kind of maintenance purposes, so... Wait, no, I don't want to do that. Hang on. Just a dirt road will do for this. There we go, so that's linked to there. I also need to link these guys up here, which I seem to have forgotten to do, but I'll get to that in a moment. I think vehicles can still get to them if they're on fire, because vehicles can go off-roading, I think. Question mark. What I've done, though, is I've got that bought in, then I'm building up a high voltage line across here. A new transformer is going to be here, behind this switch here. So again, like, leave options to get lines going elsewhere. And then I've got the junction box and the power cables going across here. Also, in the interest of linkage, I've also ordered a new gravel road between this section here, which feeds the fueling depot, and this section here. So there is a faster road link that doesn't go all the way through the town, at least in theory. But this area does need to be rebuilt and built up, so I think that might be what I'm doing later on as we go. We'll just have to see how construction proceeds. Because one thing I think that goes on is that construction depots struggle to prioritise where to send things. Like, maybe it's nearest first or something, I don't know. I am thinking of doing another construction depot, I must be honest. Oh, one last thing, this site does have 2 more buses going now. So there's now 4 buses in total, but they're all drawing from this, and this is struggling a little bit in terms of numbers. So that's something that might need to be addressed a little bit. So where are all the students going? You are going... where exactly? You've only got a basic education. You've already got basic education, so I don't know why you'd be going to here. Unless this thing can actually do more than one. It can't. So they must be trying to go to the... yeah, looking for university education. Good thing I've started building a university, I suppose. Look at the people, so eager to build their future of education. Good on you, people. There's nothing like eager students. Eager to learn and better themselves to work for this glorious country, where I am always correct. If that ain't a worthy goal, I don't know what is. It's hard to believe, really. I mean, that dense cluster of buildings was all there, and it was like, that's a big part of the town, but now that it's gone, it's like there's a massive hole in it. To be fair, there is a massive hole in it, but still. Anyway, the people there have actually moved to this set of factories, this set of flats I've just built up over here. And of course, I gave them a good old statue of Lenin, made in copper, just so that they know who to look up to and who is boss. Isn't that right, my lord? Yes. Actually, what is the rank of the ruler of... I don't even know. The only rank I'm familiar with is Comrade General. I guess First Speaker, or... that sounds maybe vaguely correct, but I honestly forget. Anyway, Lenin watches over the people leaving these flats to go here, there and everywhere. I've also installed a path across this very safe section of track here to get to the immediately adjacent shops and things. And I've even put a path along the side of the church here, and as you can see, a lot of people are actually using that to get to and fro. One thing I will say, however, is while I may be comfortable actually initiating some expensive projects, it's not a guarantee, because my funds actually ducked down to 300,000 or so, just from this being active, because of the expense of the materials it needed. It doesn't need much right now, but my funds were actually taking a big hit, so my income wasn't enough to sustain building at the speed I was going at. Though in slightly better news, the only thing left to do over here is this train loading station and this aggregate storage. Apart from that, it looks like the entire line is set up pretty much, and we can start refining our own coal. So progress marches on. Da, comrade. Da. This thing is actually getting cheaper and cheaper by the moment. It only cost me like 34,000 rubles to actually rush build it now. I'd be half tempted to, honestly. I mean, it'll speed up progress and I can afford that on what the income I get, but I did say I'd try to build it as cheaply as possible, and that means I have to wait for it. I just don't have the people to build it speedily in other ways, because this station is running out of people. Very, very often. In fact, I think I'm going to have to get some more immigrants if I'm not careful. Actually, why am I saying if I'm not careful? More immigrants is a good thing. They would help me out greatly. But I also need to start laying plans for this area. It's almost there. Almost. It's done. It's done. Hooray! And holy hell. Alright. Well, first off, that does change the shape of the city a little bit. Secondly, it's one professor to two students, sorry, to be learning. But it's one professor and one staff, and look at that, 75 staff, 75 professors, which is like top level education, and then 150 odd, so 2 people will be waiting for professors. I just don't have that many people. So I'm going to greatly cut down the number of professors. Let's go for 10. And hopefully everyone will clear out, because I don't want that many people waiting for professors. Okay, good. Yeah, that is actually clearing it out now that I've changed the maximum. So that should be only 20 students waiting at most. Wait, 2 professors can handle 5? Okay, this doesn't seem to scale. This doesn't linearly scale, does it? But this is something I've not done before as well. This gives me research. Research build factory where you can produce mechanical components, and the tooltip could do with reshaping a bit. Research into chemical production, and suddenly I've got 60 waiting. So as long as this is, oh bloody hell! Pardon my language. I need higher education people to operate this thing, and number of students waiting doesn't matter about how many staff are actually working either, so this is a bit of a pickle. This is going to sap a lot of available workforce and stuff around. Just by having it active, if I have to turn it off if I can't supply it with enough people, because people are just going to wait for the professors no matter what. It's the same as the schools. Like, I've got loads of people waiting for schools even though I don't have enough teachers. But, wow. I think what I need to do is put in a... How much goes into these? 97. I'm going to put in a housing block. Assuming I click on the right thing. Yeah, I'm going to put one of these in. And it's going to actually get this is going to house lots of professors, because I'm going to do this building block, have it only work here, and then fill it with smart immigrants, just because I desperately need a lot more smirty people to do this. So yeah, that's going to be a thing, and I might as well get some build up going for the rest of it too, just so that I start production on a auspicious level, quote unquote. I guess another one. Or maybe I should include like a local services thing, because this area is going to start developing pretty quick. But while doing so, yeah, that I might be too early for this thing. In fact, I don't think there's a shut-off option, is there? Not unless I tell it I don't want any workers at all. Yeah, no one's allowed to work here. Go away. Go away. Go away. Give that a few moments. Right. We've actually got the storage depot also finished over here too. And I've assigned this station to divert some of its workers to keep the coal processing plant operational. That's all good. Thing is though, that the station up here is still not done, but that is now, as you can see, getting some busloads of people coming in to build it. So this is all going to be ready very soon. It's going to be ready very, very soon. And there's still a lot of people coming, waiting for professors. Oh dear. They just keep coming. Stop it! Stop! I don't want you here. Stop! Bloody hell. Basically, this thing is a magnet for all available students, even if it's not functioning. So, I guess that's fine, because the students won't be doing anything else as far as I can tell. But it means I do kind of want to get this thing operational as fast as I can too. So, yeah, time to bulldoze some buildings and see what I can do about this area. It starts! It starts! Wahaha! Insert evil laughter here. Yeah, we've had our first shipment of people come up, and actually get operating on the mine. And what I've done is I've got I've extended the buses that were going around here to include this as the last stop. I've finished the paths as well, so this is all connected. And I've got a third bus from this station as well, which starts at the top and then works its way back down. So it'll priority drop into the mining area. So there's one bus at least, always trying to keep the mines running. But this is working pretty steadily. It's already mined out like 12 tons odd of ore. All stations are built and powered. The refinery is waiting. All we need now is a train. And we are a bit short on funds, I must admit. Oh, you go do another run. Off you go. Something else I've also done is I have modified my fuel silo set up a little bit. So now there is an extra storage thing here, which acts as an additional buffer for the oil refinery. So now this is backup storage. This will pump into here. It doesn't auto pump into here, sadly, because I don't know why. This thing doesn't actively suck resources into it. It needs a pump to actively move it. But it does mean that there's now a 900 ton silo. So doubles the storage capacity into the oil refinery itself. So I might be able to get the oil transfer train running a bit more regularly, just for a bit of extra throughput on income. For now though, we need to get a new train, and we also need to get this place filled because I have finished building that flat. I haven't, however, populated it yet. First things first, get a train. We're using the old SU-45, aren't we? Yeah, we're using SU-45s. Not that it really matters, because actually this is a side road where nobody can go except for this train at the moment. And by the way, I've also installed a side track here which bends around into the fueling station so that it can refuel. I think we can safely go with the cheapest train, which is actually still 80 kilometers an hour, not bad. So buy one of those. How much fuel is... Sorry, how much fuel, how much resources? One shift of workers has produced 22 odd tons of coal ore. Okay. So I need a cargo wagon, I need I think it's an a hopper car. 60 tons into one. Tell me the good news. Yep, you're carrying 40 workers, so that's about to get another shift into it. I guess, like, let's give it... 5 hoppers, so that'll move like 300 tons worth of ore every time it decides to go wander off and do the thing. So you go to here, and then you go to here. Your orders are to wait until full loaded, and here you're going to just dump and then go back around. So there we go, we've got our ore shunting train on the move somewhere in these trees. There it is. Look at that thing, bright teal. Very colourful choice, I must say. But that'll work, that'll get our first load and start moving. So yeah, soon we'll be independent of having to buy coal for our power station, which will remove a source of drain on our available funds, which are, again, getting very low. Oh dear. It's about to dip low, though, because I actually need to get people into here to operate here. Because people still come here with wild abandon. So, 5,000 per 5 immigrants. I will tell you that you are... You have to prioritise that building there. And I don't know if it will let them go elsewhere after tell them to do that, but hopefully it will. Well, that's 5 people, which will translate to 5 professors, which will allow people to start getting trained up. So let's increase the available workers and bring in some more. There we go. And I'm going to have to just keep on feeling about this and see how it bounces out. But on the bright side, at least we can get some people educated, and this will start to correct things a little bit. I don't want to turn it up too much, but I think I'm correct in my guess that students aren't actually going to be in your workforce if they're trying to get extra education. So maybe that's why the class is student travellers or something like that. Though it seems like my student population trying to move around has actually stopped completely, pretty much, with this thing actually turning up. So yeah, mostly university people. Look at that, 20 to 26 odd being... The more professors seems to give you slightly improving results in how many you can train at once, which is nice. Hey, they're doing their thing, so it's working. My region, my city, my people, it's all coming to pass. Yes, while you sit here with 51 tons. Tell you what, let's make this officially a success. You are going with your first little load, and you will deliver it to the refining area. Yes, you will. I love how I've been able to reforest the entire area. That's pretty nice, I think. Okay, so that goes there. It goes into here. This is the buffer storage. Then it gets fed along here. Remember, I built this so that we could actually install an extra refinery if we want to. We're not going to need that for quite a while, I admit. And it is being rapidly refined down into coal at a ratio of 2 to 1, which is dumped into this split here. There's a offloading site here for any export of excess, but this acts as a backup buffer for the coal power plant, which has currently got 10 tons in stock and burning quickly. So our output is nowhere near enough to keep the power plant running at the moment, sadly. So that's going to keep burning money for a while. But that's okay. That is our first shipment of coal to ever be processed. And as we get more people living here, we are going to get that operating better. Flat out. But we have been kind of depleted though. Getting the university up has actually massively drained our funds, along with a few other miscellaneous expenses here and there, but mainly the university. That was a huge investment actually. So I should be a bit more cautious when giving the green light to expensive projects, at least for the moment. On the bright side, at least I didn't give this one and the dormitory the go-ahead as well at the same time. That would have been a disaster, I think. Right now, though, we are just quite happily starting to produce our own coal. And are happy little country is better off for it. We just need people now. Many, many, many more people. Yeah, it's happening for the first time. I ordered my train to take another short trip to deliver coal. It has over 100 tons on it right now. And it has diverted to make use of the fueling station. Yes. Slip at that black gold, slurp it all. Yes. Get the delicious fuel that you crave. Then it just turns around and wanders back off onto that line. So yeah, that's the only connection point between the two lines really, besides the depot. Speaking of fuel and stuff, well, you'll see what's going on there. You can always tell. I was a bit wrong actually. What happens is this pump actually fills this up first, and then it's pumping to the oil refinery as well. So it's like that's nearest, so it gets it first, then that one, and then it'll build up over here. So that's okay. It's going to fill this up as well, which is good. I honestly thought it wouldn't for a few moments there. But in slightly worse news though, I'm actually thinking I need to get rid of this oil pump. It's a fairly hefty worker, five odd tons of oil per day, almost. But it's also the nearest point. These two are back here, so that they're a little bit further off, but this is the nearest point, and when pollution gets bad, it actually clips into this area here. And I suspect that pump there is one of the big contributors to that, because I've been looking at my pollution readings again. And yeah, maybe that pump there as well should also go, but it's like 2 pumps out of all this pumping space in return for reducing the death toll on my people. Wait, no, I remember. I was pretending that wasn't a thing. It wasn't happening. Oh no, everything's working fine. Oh yes. But if we have a look, births are coming up. They're holding pretty stable right now. Deaths are slowly increasing, but we had a recent bump in pollution which actually clipped these areas. So these 2 buildings here had lifespans of 50 odd. And I was demolishing the buildings over here because they had lifespans down into the 50s. So the fact that these guys can get it sometimes is actually kind of bad. So yeah, I think I'm going to remove those 2 nearest pumps just to pull the pollution back a little bit away from it. Now the other reason I wanted to actually get stuff over here was just to get an idea of pollution over here. I think we're not too out of it so far, but pollution, yeah, it's not really reaching this area here, so I think that housing there should be fine with one of these running full tilt. So that's good. That's very good. How are we doing in terms of coal reserve? We have got a little bit of burst there, but again, we still need to get reliable coal mining going, and for that we need people, and for that we need people not to be randomly dropping dead because of everything being too perfect for them. Yeah, I'm going to settle on that being the reason. Everything being too perfect for them, so they've decided to just go ahead and die. Yeah. I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to kill you. And this is another good one, like over 5 tons. Now that said, those 2 being gone will improve the workload of these guys a little bit because they have more space to operate in. So it's a little bit of a loss, but the nearby pumps will pick up at least a bit of the slack. Now I just need to get rid of that, get rid of that, and there we go. It's as if they were never there. But the last thing, of course, is the fact that, as you saw, I've actually completed demolition and I've removed everyone from this section here. I have actually removed the restriction on this guy for only going to university because I watched it and people don't actually go to other places if the destinations are full. So that's why you need to have a station or something if you're going to restrict workers like that, just because otherwise they won't be able to do it. But yeah, I'm afraid that takes us to the end of this episode. Sorry about that, but yeah, that's all good things must come to pass, and that is truly the end of it. We have to end it here. We're just about at the half-hour mark as far as actual usable recording is concerned for the content and stuff. So these guys are going to keep on mining quite happily up here. The coal mine is going to keep on steadily producing. We need more people to to just get that all working at full tilt, and we don't have that just yet. The voltage is spazzing out. Yeah, the power plant's on the edge of shutting down. Trains, where are you? Here's the train. We might need another train or something. Jeez. No, actually, that's why we have the bus running around us too. Where is that bus? There's that bus with another 7 people, but... Yep, power plant. Apparently we still suffer from brownouts every so often. Don't know why. But yeah, next time on Soviet Republic, we're going to develop this area here, I think. And we might start looking further afield as well, because... Let's be honest, we've got all this going on, but we can actually start to invest in other opportunities and infrastructure elsewhere. Like, there's this little town here, the town of Brospine. I know I'm totally not pronouncing that right, but Brospine. And Barahared. This is about the edge of where my construction vehicles can potentially reach at maximum limits, so we do need another construction office as well. Or we can go down this way, and there's lots of coal mines and stuff, as well as plenty of big flat fields. But that's going to be a logistical challenge, expanding our area of influence, because we're going to have to find a way to ship materials to and from. Ship materials to and fro, just to make sure that everywhere's being supplied from the central production industry. But, you know, that's plans for some other time. This has been I, Mark III. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Goodbye. Wow, the skyline of the city really has changed, hasn't it?